Hi and welcome to World Championships 2010 in Melbourne, Australia. My name is Dick Anderson and alongside me is our expert commentator Jim Jones. And on today's agenda, it's the road race for the men elite. So Jim, what do you think of the route?
Well, it's clearly a classic route. It's a route for the hilly riders, the riders who are good on the Northern Classics, and also maybe a day for the strong sprinters.
Yeah, riders like Hushovd, Siolek.
Yeah, Greipel perhaps.
And Greipel, of course.
Benati, of course.
And here we got pictures from earlier today when the start went off in Melbourne. The same place as the
Time trial started.
Time trial started a couple of days ago, where Luis Leon Sanchez, surprisingly enough, came away with the victory. And as always, early on classics like the World Championships, it's breakaways. And here we can see Slovenian rider breaking away with a lot of other riders. Among them was Downing from Great Britain. And they established a pretty good lead. What was it at the most?
At the most, it was almost 10 minutes between the peloton and
it was hot. Yeah, and it was hot today, and it still is. As we can see that everybody in the breakaway is asking for some assistance and getting some water.
And that goes for the same for the riders in the peloton. And unfortunately for some riders, it's quite windy today.
Yes, and now as we are ending our recap, we can see that Italy is in front and pulling pretty hard.
Yeah, and we're now ending our recap footage and tuning in live on the World Championship
2010, Melbourne, Australia. Hi and welcome back. It's 2 laps left of the race and it's 30 kilometers in combined. And Jim, the breakaway is still holding off from the peloton as we can see them past the finish line. Do you think they have any chance at all to succeed?
No, I don't think so. I think the gap is too small to give them a victory here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you as we can see them in the first climb in every lap, and it's Ukraine in the front pulling pretty well, pretty well. And there we can see that the German rider Wegmann is at the front pulling, or was that Soler?
I think it was
my bad. It's Soler in the breakaway for Colombia.
And as we just saw, the cars passed the riders, so they must be only 30 seconds behind the peloton.
Yes, that must be correct because Italy has been pulling really hard at the front trying to catch the breakaways left, and it's Gilbert and Barreto trying to get away from the peloton with 3 Norwegian riders following right behind them. It's Kurt Asle Arvesen trying to close the gap for their captain Thor Hushovd, and we can see that Philip Gilbert and Carlos Barreto are getting a huge gap actually, and so early it's over 1 round left.
Yeah, and I think it's because the wind, because everything's breaking up here backward.
And that was probably why Italy was pulling so hard earlier, trying to break up the peloton. And they are actually a victim of their own tactic, as we can see that they got nobody in the front group now. And it's Kurt Asle Arvesen at the front trying to close the gap for Thor Hushovd. And Edvald Bosenhagen is on that train as well. And the breakaway riders are just trying to climb on.
Yeah, and the Norwegian rider's been in the front all day. And I think they've been aware of this wind, because Hushovd, he's always been known for being a good tactic during the windy stages.
Yeah, and so has Gilbert, and he probably noticed that the wind has been taken up a few notches, and he and Barreto are really working hard to get it out, trying to avoid getting Thor Hushovd up in their group, because if those 3 riders could end up in a sprint, it should be easy game for Hushovd to take that.
Yes, and as you could see on the earlier picture, Matti Breschel was trying to get up in the peloton.
Yeah, Matti Breschel is a very strong classic rider, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually on his own managed to get up with those 2 in the front. And we can see that Kurt Asle Arvesen has rode off the other breakaway riders, and it's now the 3 Norwegians against Philip Gilbert and Carlos Barreto.
And as you can see, there's no big gap between the 3 groups. It's just Gilbert, then the Hushovd's group, and then you can see there's just 20 seconds between them.
Yeah, and Cunego is leading the peloton through the finish line. We are now in the last round of this year's World Championships as the Norwegian group has caught up with Philip Gilbert and Carlos Barreto. It's Edvald Bosenhagen and Kurt Asle Arvesen in the front trying to keep the peloton off their back. And Jim, Philip Gilbert, will he try to get away from this group, or will he just?
Yeah, I think so, because he's not working together with them. He's letting the Norwegian riders do all the work here.
Yeah, you can see that it's Kurt Asle Arvesen at the front trying to make this gap huger or bigger.
Yeah,
and it's now they have gotten both Philip Gilbert and Carlos Barreto to relay, so everybody is committed to this group. They are trying to stay away because they are all in now.
Yeah, they're using their final card here. They're just going to get everything and then see if it goes.
Yeah, because if you don't commit to this group, you probably will be sorry later if you're not smart and get away.
But let's see now. I think Cunego or some other Italians will attack now from the group behind. I think maybe Gilbert will try to prevent an attack here.
Maybe so, but I mean, Cunego is at the front. It's not going to be him, and he is their strongest hill rider. So, I mean, we can see that the gap is getting bigger and bigger now as Barreto is at the front, and I just can't understand why no Italian riders are attacking from the peloton.
Yeah, I mean, Posado, he should be attacking.
Yeah, Posado is a strong rider. Maybe he's not feeling that good. Now we're going to take the clock. Let's go. Let's see when the peloton passes by. And it's... Wow, there comes Cunego. The gap is over 1 minute, so it's going to be among the 5 riders at the front. Okay, what do you think will going to happen now, Jim? Will Gilbert try to attack, or will he try to out-sprint Thor Hushovd?
I don't know, but I think the Norwegians shouldn't be focusing too much on Thor Hushovd. They should be attacking one after one.
Well, we know that Edvald Boasson is a young rider. His stamina is probably not that great, so I don't think he's going to be able to get away or attack, as we can see that Kurt Asle Arvesen is dropping back at the back group.
And Hushovd's doing everything on his own. He's trying to do an attack here, just like Cancellara back in Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah, it's a very strong effort here. We can see just pulling away, just using his strength to get away from the group. And he can do that because he know that he got Kurt Asle Arvesen right back there.
Yeah, and Gilbert, he's locked on Edvald Boasson wheel here.
But are they stupid? They can't like sit on the Norwegian's wheel. He's not going to close the gap up to Thor Hushovd. You can see that it's panic in the peloton. They are probably too late.
So you can see the gap to Hushovd is crucial for Philip Gilbert.
Yeah, he gotta attack if he wants this win. And it's only 1 turn left for the Norwegian. And then he is most likely world champion. And the gap is way too big. It's going to be the Norwegian Thor Hushovd. It's going to be the world champion 2010. He is the first Norwegian ever to get the rainbow colors on his jersey. Congratulations Norway, and congratulations Hushovd. And we can see that it's Philip Gilbert in second and Carlos Barreto in third.
And then the 2 remaining Norwegians in 4th and 5th place. And now we can see the sprint in the men peloton. And it's going to be Alan Davids and Henrik Hausler.
We can see that the Frenchman Chanel is up there sprinting. That's a big surprise. And Brice Fayeux is there as well. And in 10th place, I think it's pretty close between Ciolek and Frere. I think it was Ciolek.
But wasn't it Romain Fayeux, not Brice Fayeux?
Oh, my bad. Romain Fayeux, of course. And here we can see Thor Hushovd celebrating his first ever World Championship win. And Jim, I want you to break down the race, the last 20 kilometers for us. What happened? Why did 3 Norwegian riders manage to get away from the peloton and isolating Philip Gilbert?
Well, at first, Kurt Asle Arvesen was pulling hard in the peloton. And it was not a really strong rider sitting on his wheel. They were just trying to get back there and hide for the wind. And then at top of the hill, it broke up, and it was only Philip Gilbert and Carlos Barreto who managed to get away with them. And then they managed to stay away from the peloton until the finish, where Hushovd attacked and sealed his first victory in the World Championship.
Yes, it has been a pleasure for us to give you the World Championship 2010 in Melbourne. On behalf of PCM Norway, Dig Henderson and Jim Jones are signing out. Arrivederci! Hi and welcome back. It's 30 kilometers left of racing. That will probably tell us it's
2 laps!
Fuck you.
Hjelp meg bare til.